Hi there, this is Pavneet from codingwithempathy.com. Today I want to share a few thoughts I've had in regards to something I think many people struggle with. This is certainly something I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. How do you deal with when things don't go your way? When things happen which you don't have any control over, but mess up something for you? So what happens when things go wrong and they're out of your control? You blame others, right? You end up taking this finger here and pointing it at someone else. It's a natural instinct. The first thing you think of is how to protect myself. Oh, it's that guy. I know. Oh no, it's that guy. Right? It's so easy to get hung up on it's someone else's fault. And this is something which works or happens in any kind of situation, right? So you're driving towards an intersection, right? The light's green. It's your turn to just drive ahead, right? And this guy comes in from the side and almost hits you, right? So that's his fault, isn't it? That it's his fault for driving on a red yellow light, right? Even though everything was fine, you're sitting there thinking, oh, that damn him, that guy. Why wasn't he looking? Or probably more everyday situation in regards to our work is something goes to production, it breaks something else, maybe it breaks something on in your code, right? But it's something from another person. Another person has pushed something which messes up your stuff. It's their fault, right? They're the guys, they're the people that pushed that. They should have, made sure we knew. They should have let us know, or they should have tested the stuff with our stuff, right? And this goes on, right? We get in this mentality of blaming other people. And it doesn't have to be that serious. It can be small things. It can be really, really tiny small things. Maybe it's not something you say, but it's something you think, right? And everything you think gets reflected outwards. Everything you, unless you're really good at acting and really good at keeping up your mask. But to be honest, I prefer not taking a mask with me everywhere I go. I prefer being me, and I prefer me to be an honest reflection of what I'm thinking. At least that's what I strive to do. I try at least. So what is it you can do about this? Or why this need to blame others? Well, basically, it's what I think is a sense of perhaps insecurity or not feeling at ease enough to be vulnerable, not allowing yourself to open up and take the blame yourself, because at the end of the day, it's your fault. And that may sound harsh, but this is actually a very powerful mentality to have, because if by default you make any mistake or any error your fault to begin with, if that's the initial response, I mean, when I say it's your fault, or like it's my fault, right? When I think it's my fault, I'm not thinking in the way of taking blame and being shamed and letting others talk you down. That's what I mean. Not what I mean. I mean not feeling small in any way. The idea is to say, I will take responsibility for this because I can, right? And by doing that simple, having that simple switch in your mind, that mindset shift, right? Saying it's my fault, yeah. Then you're saying, instead of blaming others and pushing the problem from you, you're taking the problem towards you, and you're saying, what can I do about this? What is it I can do, right? And there will be a lot of things you can't do anything about. Because the system is as it is. Because it's something completely external which is affecting you, right? But instead of pointing and saying it's their fault, because I mean the next reaction is anger, right? So instead of doing that, you can say, let's go back to our car example. So if you are in that mindset where you see this guy comes driving across and almost hits you, and thing is, if you're in the mindset of thinking, I need to look out, right? This then becomes a learning opportunity, saying, when I'm driving, even though I know it's a red light, I'm going to be watching the side. I'm going to be making sure no one's coming in by accident. This is how you learn. This is how you grow, right? And back to the other example, where someone else pushes code to production and breaks your stuff. Now this is down and back into defensive programming, or a defensive approach to the code you push and write. So yeah, someone else can push out code, but that shouldn't break your code, right? Someone else returns a null on something from an external service. You should handle this on your side. You should say, oh, hey, I do not know what this input is. I don't expect this. I have default behavior when I get stuff back which I don't expect, right? So in that way, your stuff doesn't crash. And this goes on. So if you're working within a team and your external factors are saying that these are the deadlines, these are the rules, this is what we expect from you, you can, if you don't agree with them, you can be like, whoa, I don't want this, I want out, right? And then you just blame them. It's the other guys. It was a bad system. But what if you turned that around and they thought, all right, what is it I can do, right? So you can't change the system, but you can change your immediate mindset. You can say, fine, this is certain things I can't do, but what I can do is I can do the best job I can do within the system. And then the system isn't a problem anymore. And the thing is, this will then allow you to do a better job than if you're pointing and blaming, because that takes so much focus, that takes so much away from what you could be doing. So instead of looking for opportunities, you're looking for things to blame and point at. And then suddenly someone fixes something in the system and everything's better, but all you're doing is looking for new things to point at and new things to blame, right? Another way of looking at this is something that was brought up in, I think Stephen Covey has the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he talks about a circle of influence versus circle of concern. Now this is also a very similar concept, but it may be easier to digest. So we all have our circle of concern. These are things we care about, things we spend time thinking about. This is the bigger circle, right? And we also have our circle of influence. So given a big circle, which is your circle of concern, you then have your smaller circle, your circle of influence. These are the things you have direct impact on, things you can change. And varying on which situation you are in, these can be, the amount of things you can change will vary. So, if you're a developer on a team within an organization, your circle of influence will be your work and how it affects the people around you. That's your circle of influence. You may be at a level or in other parts of other groups, and those will also be within your circle of influence. But you will not be in a circle of influence in regards to the management of your organization or other departments, right? So this is another natural thing. You're thinking, why on earth is that department doing this that way? That's completely inefficient. And they expect us to work this way, right? The thing is, you have no idea what's going on over there. You have no idea what constraints they're working on or under, and you're throwing away mental energy and time and effort on things you cannot change. And the thing is, instead of complaining, you can either go fix it, you can go and speak to someone about this and see if it helps, or you can say, you know what, I can't do anything about that. I'm going to go look here. I'm going to do the best job I can do. And the funny thing is, when you do the best job you can do, when you take the blame and you say, I own this, when you focus on your circle of influence, this will gradually grow. This is how you grow as a person. This is how you grow in your career. And this is how you achieve more. You also affect others around you. They become better at what they do because you allow, you open up new possibilities by doing this. This is a really contagious effect, right? If everyone keeps on focusing on how they can make their own and their immediate vicinity, the job around them, everything around them better, this will affect the next person. So next time you go and think that or want to blame someone, try to reverse that. Take the blame yourself. Make it your fault and do something about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, share. No, that's the wrong side. There. I'm Pavson on all social media. My hashtag is Coding with Empathy. Check the blog. I'll see you guys around. Alright, thanks then. Bye bye.